that's a hugely loaded question, okay? It depends on a zillion things, all right? Some basics, all right? It depends on location. It depends on the competitiveness of the industry. It depends on how long you've already been in business, if you actually have an established website, if you're brand new. Um, it depends on your links. It depends on your social content. It depends on everything, really. So if you are like, okay, we have one client we took on. They were in an industry for mobile IV therapy, right? They do mobile IV. Okay. So they'll send a truck out to the day after your bachelor party and all your buddies who are drunk off their faces from the whole night. It's 4 in the morning, it's 5 in the morning, it's 7 in the morning. The mobile IV shows up. They all tap a line into your vein and they give you some kind of like, the booster shot, all the vitamins and minerals that you just lost from drinking all night. They make you feel better, right? B12 shots and whatnot. It's a very newer industry. There are people out there, but there's not a whole lot of them. So, I mean, I think if we put in like here, mobile IV, uh, mobile IV, Miami Beach, which is where they're located. And in the local, no, they're not showing there. Yeah, I'm not seeing them here. Let's try IV therapy in Miami Beach. There we go. So this is Vita Squad showing up here. Okay. I don't know if they're showing up yet. Why am I getting? There we go. Get rid of that. I don't know if they're showing yet here. Don't think they are. So, oh, there we go here. So they're at number 13 or so, it looks like, for that. Now, there's not a whole lot of mobile IV therapy sites, right? They're not like, it's not like, if you try to, I had somebody who wanted to get into the personal injury law space in Tampa. And I said, and he's on a shoestring budget. And I was like, dude, it's never going to happen, man. You're going up against Morgan and Morgan, Farah and Farah, Catania and Catania. You're going to a Buha Flaw. And if you're in Tampa, you've probably heard these names because there's TV advertising, bus advertising, billboard advertising, radio advertising. I mean, they advertise millions of dollars a month are spent on advertising, and they're all over the place, right? Some of them are huge. Morgan and Morgan's all over the country. And if you are a startup with no budget, right, you can't compete. It's like starting a new store and trying to compete with Amazon. It's not going to happen. So it also depends on your location. If you're in a big giant city, if you're in New York, you're in Tampa, Miami, Jacksonville, whatever. It's going to be much harder than if you're in some rural area that there's not a lot of people and not a lot of attorneys, for argument's sake. So it's going to be quicker and easier. And if you're a brand new website and you've never done anything, you don't have any history, you don't have any links pointing at your website, you have no authority or trust built up, you have no content that's been shared, your social profiles are just beginning, you have nothing there. It's like you're a newborn. I always use that analogy. It's like new sites are like newborns. All a newborn knows how to do is eat, poop, and sleep, basically, right? That's it. And you have to teach it how to walk and talk and actually eat by itself, hold a bottle, hold a spoon, and grow up. It takes time, right? It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes time. And websites are a lot the same way. So if you take on a client that's got really good, history, they've already got some decent links, maybe they've got some good content, but their SEO is crap. Their technical stuff is bad. It's really slow, or there's a lot of broken links, or the links that are pointing at their website, they've got a bunch of links that are from really garbage sites and not any real solid links from really authority, high value sites. Then I could tell them, hey, we can probably start moving the needle a little quicker because you already have an like it's like you're a grown up, but you just don't know certain things. So we're gonna just teach you some things, and you'll be able to eat and talk and walk and bounce a ball at the same time, right? So you have some. It's easier, but rurally it's easier than in a big city. So everything, I always say it's like Google's like a giant recipe, right? With like 200 ingredients. And depending on what you add more or less of, it's going to taste different each place. And that's kind of how it works. There is no established, here's how long it's going to take. Now, here's what I can do for most people. Okay. what I typically will, I set expectations very, very quickly. Like, you know, hey, it's going to take a year or more if for a personal injury lawyer to probably get up there. I had a moving client. It took us 8 years to get onto page one for moving in Tampa Moving Company, right? But we found long tail stuff. We found, other things to get in. But for the big words, Tampa Movers, Moving Company, Tampa Moving Company, which are the big action items, nowhere to be found. Same thing for hope they're open right now. So AC Repair Tampa. Yeah. So this is my client. Okay. AC Repair Tampa is one of the biggest keyword phrases to get found. Now, we are not really worrying so much for these home services about their local, their organic. We're not worrying as much about their organic because people are making the decisions from the home service areas for in the local areas, right? And there's a local business. This is where they're making that decision to reach out to you, to call you, to visit your website or whatnot. This drives a ton of traffic. That being said, they do get traffic for other terms inorganic. People do still look for organic, but organic is getting further and further down the page. You know what I mean? It's just lower, like the Google Guaranteed show, sponsored ads show, paid ads show, business ads show, and then you finally get to organic. And most of what's showing up here are, I mean, look, Yelp, Consumer Affairs, there's Air Rescue, another one of Tampa, is Reddit, you know. Trust Acre is a big brand too. So you're seeing a lot of mix of directories and other things showing up as well. So, the long answer is there is no real answer. There's no set thing. What I was saying, what we can do for most folks though is we can get a look at what they have. This is typically what I do. When we bring on a new client, we will do some keyword research first. The first thing we do is our keyword research. We look at the very high-end stuff that's really hard to get, and we look at some of the stuff that's got a little bit, not as much in volume, but it's more transactional, right? New AC installation in Land O'Lakes, and there's 15 people searching for that a month. Okay, not a lot, but someone's looking for new AC installation, so-and-so, right? They're transactionally motivated. They want a new AC unit, right? And so if we can get that found, you can maybe get a sale of the unit. So what we typically do is do the keyword research. We'll pick out whatever it may be, 100, 200 words or phrases, and then we will add them into our tracking tool, run a ranking report as is, and just see where it comes up there. Now, rankings fluctuate up and down, that's true, but using the same report tool and you're using the same keywords, they all kind of balance out. You kind of figure out where you are. And what we can show is growth. That's what I'm looking for. I'm looking to say, okay, maybe you were in the 86th spot when we started. Now, 25 days later, you're in the 56th spot. Now, 90 days later, you're in the 37th spot. Now, 4 months later, you're in the 28th spot, right? You're moving up. And like a baby grows up, it's going to take time. And you have to continue at it. Again, one of my little analogies I like to use, I like to say to folks that a website back in the days before the way Google is now, it used to be like a book, right? You can publish a bestseller and you can keep making profit on that book over and over and over again, even if you never wrote another book, right? You can just keep selling, keep making money, never have to do another thing again. Nowadays, your website is more like a magazine, right? And with a magazine, if you stop publishing a magazine, well, guess what? You're out of business, right? You're not going to get more residuals on a magazine anymore. It doesn't keep sending you money. You have to, and a website is more like a magazine in that you have to continue to add new content. You have to continue to grow and develop. You have to continue to spread the word. You have to continue to advertise. You have to continue to get people to say, hey, here's a great magazine. You should check it out through links, right? You have to establish maybe your authority by having your information quoted and other things, maybe being written up about in some other newspapers or other thing about the business or about your magazine. But it's an ongoing, continuous process. And that's the biggest problem. I think a lot of small clients, when they come on, they want miracles. They want everything yesterday. They want it in a month. They want it in 2 months. And it's like, look, that's just not the way it works. So setting good expectations as far as timing,